Hey everybody, welcome back. Woohoo! We got green candles today. Thank goodness for that, eh? Everyone loves green candles. Hope you guys enjoy the day and the little pump we got. Obviously, what we're going to do today, we're going to talk about the stock market, Monday's results for the United States. Bullish green, so it was really good. We're going to talk about some of the economic news we've got coming up, so we'll get into that. We've also got the Fed meeting getting very close. We've got going to talk about Bitcoin and crypto. We're going to get into Pulsechain updates, and then we're going to also wrap up with a pretty decent section on a Titanex ecosystem. In particular, Titan Legends has launched its LGNDX token, so we're going to get into that. Check out the details, I guess. So I hope you enjoy the content coming up. If you're new to the channels, don't forget to subscribe. We're streaming on 3 channels: Hex Token channel, Pulsechain X, and Superman Crypto. You can subscribe to any of those or all of them at the same time. And of course, just hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the bell for future videos. We're obviously streaming about 6 days a week, every day. So, and we have been doing for years. So get in there and support the channel. And of course, we're going to talk about our Discord. It's going to be the first thing we're going to be talking about. We got Lies Beneath the Truth in the house there. How are you today? Very, very good. Hex Pulsex and the Center for the Win, 100%. That's a maxi strategy of Hex Token channel. And of course, we're biding our time for the Magic Upride. And we've got little green candles today, so that's not bad, not bad. Picking the bottom, man, that's what people will talk about in the future. Oh, I picked the bottom. It's going to be a lot of fun to see who actually picked the bottom when we get there. It's certainly looking good now at September with the prices. So Brian's in the house there. What's up, folks? Brian, our community leader, representing. Hey, Brian, hope you're doing well. And we got Gal in as well. Yo, yo, yo. Good to see you, Gal. Hedgehog's in here with the fist pump. You got to feel the power move today with the market. Woohoo! Yeah, get excited for sure. And we got Tilly Ferrilli. Yo, yo, yo. Good to see you, Tilly Ferrilli. I hope you like the red color today. We've got bold here. I should probably have green for the bullish markets, but you know, I like the red with the Bitcoin background. It's a pretty cool background. I think it looks pretty good. LFG, yeah. All right, let's get into it, folks. Without further ado, we're going to kick off into talk about the Discord. And of course, haven't talked about this for a while other than just mentioning it on the live streams, but at the moment, we got a private Discord. Really, I think it's the #1 Hex and Pulsechain Discord out there. We got about 1,250 members in there. It's $5 a month as a private Discord, so you get all the cool information. And of course, we've got an amazing community, so well worth getting into that. The link's in the video description to join up. And of course, maybe one of the moderators will post the links as well. We've also got the strategy clubs. If you want to look at multi-chain, so going beyond Pulsechain, we're looking at the best opportunities out there on the chains. And of course, we have particular focus on Titanex ecosystem and of course, the Zen ecosystem and several others that we're going to be covering as well. So it's really good. We're looking for high probability, high payoff projects and ecosystems. So not really the DG and stuff, not the real hardcore crazy stuff out there, but just the high probability stuff that you can get into and make some 10x, 100x, all that sort of stuff. And so far, it's going very, very well, I would say. So we have total intel going in there all day, every day on the strategy club room, and it's $35 a month. Really, really great value. So think about joining up for that. And also it includes the Pulsechain Hex Discord, and we have tons of information in there as well. And amazing community. So if you want to make some good friends online as you make mad gains, then that's a place to be. We've got a really good bunch of people in there. So join up today. We're going to have special guests in there too from time to time in the strategy club room. So if you want to meet some of the great founders and stuff like that, you'll get a chance to do that. All right, that is pretty much that on that. So let's go to the stock market. The S&P 500 rebounds after slump. So that's kind of cool. Yeah, there's the link there. Brian, thanks, Brian. Brian's always onto it. That's a better link than Wikis as well to join the strategy club or the Pulsechain Discord there. All right. S&P 500 rebounds after slump last week, shrugging off Apple weakness. We can see the Dow Jones there is up 1.2%, 484 points. Pretty nice little move there up to 40,829. So if you're not familiar with the Dow Jones, kind of like the top 30 industrial firms in there. The S&P 500 is up 1.16%, 63 points to 5,471. We got the NASDAQ up 1.17%, 195 points to 16,886. That's got all the tech companies. So really good day on the stock market to start the week off. Last week wasn't that much fun on the stock market, but definitely a good opening to this week. US dollar sitting at 101.62. So we're going to be watching that, right? US dollar, when the interest rates pivot, will it continue to value? Will it go under 100 That's going to be something we're looking forward. If it does, the commodities will start to really rally, right? And crypto too, I guess. We got West Texas at the moment at $68.83. That is up slightly. And we got Brent oil at $72 up slightly as well. Gold is up $3 today, just slightly as well, 2,535. And silver there is up very slightly, $28.66. So there we go. Man, we get that interest rate pivot and the US dollar valuation. Those things will really start to soar. Maybe, silver will go to $75 to $125. And that's kind of the view that many people have, currently $28. Now, we did have Apple out there. I don't normally read the actual stock market stuff. I just go for the economic data. But Apple was down 1%. Now, apparently the Apple iPhone 16, can you believe it? 16. Who remembers the first one when they did the Steve Jobs doing the opening? I think it was right. Man, that's way back in the day. Was he wearing that black sweater or whatever? Apple iPhone 16 is expected to start at $799 and $899 for the 16 Plus model. Now, I remember people I used to know used to upgrade these all the time. Every time a new one came out, they upgrade. It's so expensive to do, but they do it. And yeah, just the way it goes. All right, so apparently they got some a new Watch Series 10 and AirPods 4. What was the one before? It was kind of the BlackBerry, right? The BlackBerry with the little keyboard on it. People used to love, and then the iPhone came along. Pretty game changing, right? It was a lot of fun at the time. It's like, wow, new technology age. The next two technology age is going to be AI and robots combined. The Terminator age, we call it that. Terminator. Did I just coin a new age? I don't know. It's probably been done before. Anyway, the inflation data on tap as Fed expected rate cuts in focus. So we've got big inflation data coming up on Wednesday and Thursday. We've got the consumer price index and the producers price index. So we've got the retail and the wholesale inflation rate. So for August, so that's going to be a big deal leading into the Fed meeting. The Fed meeting's on the 18th of September. So we're getting this inflation data out before then. So we could have a potentially volatile week towards the end. We'll see how those results go. UBS says it sees the risk of an upside surprise to the core CPI for August, particularly in hospital prices bounce back. Still, with the labor market is now in the monetary policy driving seat. The following last week's weaker non-farm payrolls report, many expect the Fed to cut at its next meeting, and we expect that too. Investors bets that the Fed will bring the rates down by 25 basis points, stood at 73%. That's gone up, right? And so, yeah, that's kind of where it is. The probability of 50 basis point cut stood at 27%. So that's kind of where we are at the moment on that. Let's go to the final thing, to the Fed rate monitor, and see what the market expects now for the Fed rate meeting. Yeah, only 1 week, 1 day, and 17 hours and 52 minutes to go until the Federal Reserve's next meeting. Big meeting for sure. It's the pivot meeting, right? The interest rates will pivot, and that 5.5% will be locked in as the terminal rate, arguably. So there we go. 72% expecting 25 basis point cut, and of course 28% expecting 50 basis point cut. We're currently at 5.5, right? So it'll take us down to 5.25 if the majority is right there. Kind of cool. We're probably expecting about 1 percentage point over the rest of the year. So for those that are new to percentage points, it's about 100 basis points, right, to every percentage point. So that's what we're expecting there. And we might get to 1.1 or something like that, percentage points. So that's pretty much it on the stock market. Let's get into crypto. Look at that. Do you like green? I like green. Looks good to me. Looks pretty damn good. Big Kahuna in the house. Hey, Big Kahuna, hope you're doing good. Good to see you in the chat there. And we've got Richie Robinson as well, representing with the emojis. I love that. And a Hex Token channel member, big representing there. And like it. And I like Big Kahuna as well. He's a Hex Token channel member as well. Bitcoin at the moment, $57,000, up 3.7%. Bitcoin dominance 54.75. It's actually up 25 basis points from yesterday, so that's kind of neat. Ethereum at 2,357, up 2.5%. Everything looking pretty good. Do you like green? I like green. And we got most of the markets are up about 3%. BNB up 2.5%. Solana up 3%. XRP up 1.5%. Man, I don't like XRP. They got so much inflation coming out. Basically, the Ripple Society, Ripple organization, just basically dumps on everybody's head. It's a terrible thing for the international payments, right? They make all the money and all the plebs get wrecked. Look, crypto's advanced since XRP. People need to move on and get into the real chains and the real value in DeFi and GameFi. ADA's up 0.7% at 34 cents. What else we got going there? Litecoin is up just a tad, $61.30, just up a little bit there. So those are the majors. Now we're going to talk about meme coins in a minute, but let's go to Bitcoin on the hourly. Nice little run up, eh? Look at that. nice little run up. So we were way down here. I mean, we're way back down here on the alley, but just recently we're down here at about 53,700, and we rallied all the way up to 58,000. That's not bad, right? On the alley. This is the alley. That's a pretty badass move on Bitcoin. And we're expecting bigger things ahead, right? So that's 8%, up 8% there. Nice. And we're currently still up 6% at the moment at 56,000, 57,000. So looking really good on the alley. Let's go to the daily on the old Bitcoin. Let's get in there. So that is the daily, and you can see a nice little pump the last couple of days, actually. Nice little recovery there. Now we're avoiding a death cross at the moment, right? So we've got the 50 day at 59,700, and we've got the 200 day at 59,300. So if that yellow line crosses below the blue line, that's a death cross. So we're going to need some pretty severe green candles to avoid that. Even if we do go below, we could just dip temporarily and then bounce out. So it's probably not the end of the world, because we're expecting this interest rate pivot. We do know that September is going to be typically a negative month for crypto. Most of the time it is. It's one of the 2 worst months for crypto. So yeah, it's wrecked September or something. Someone said wrecked September. And then of course October is the opposite, right? October there. And so yeah, we've still got a few weeks to go until we get out of there. At the moment, how many days? Let's see, before we get out of September. Well, it's going to be about 19 days to go. So just under 3 weeks before we get out of September. But we do have the interest rate pivot coming up on the 18th, like we said, in about 8 days, 8-9 days there. So yeah, hopefully that will give us a little spur out the other side. Typically, historically, those stock markets have gone down after interest rate pivot. So we'll see where that leads as well. And obviously the US election there is coming up on the 5th of November. That is ticking, man. It's getting closer, isn't it? How many days away is that? Well, that is 55 days. And of course, if we get a Trump victory, pro-crypto, pro-freedom, that's going to be huge for us. So I see some commentators talking about if Trump gets elected, that's really going to be the takeoff point. I know some people in our Discord believe that too, that if we get a Trump election, then, we're definitely getting to 90K, probably 100K on the Bitcoin. So yeah, I'm still feeling pretty bullish about that in October. Tick off there from the interest rate pivots. We're also going to have a second interest rate pivot, and I think that's looking at 50 basis points at the moment on the November interest rate pivot. So that'd be 75 basis points by then, plus the Trump win. Man, that rally into Christmas could be awesome, guys. Absolutely awesome. So feeling really good about that. It's a difference between communism and capitalism. And when we say capitalism, we talk about a mixed capitalist society, right? So it's not full on capitalism. It's mixed social and entrepreneurial. So it's kind of cool. We're looking forward to that, and which has created the greatest wealth, right? Communism destroys wealth, gives people absolute power over the people. So we don't want that. We don't want the Democrats to win, and we don't want globalists to take over, right? So Trump for freedom, and maintain the system. You got to understand that progressives are moving on all levels of state departments. They're doing all sorts of policies trying to enforce their worldview on us. So it's a really nightmare. We're getting that in New Zealand. All the different professional agencies, stuff like that, are sneaking all this progressive authoritarianism into all the different roles. It's pretty scary stuff. So if Trump doesn't win, you haven't even seen anything yet from these guys. These guys are absolutely going to be crazy. I get a bit of a teaser as the fascist prime minister in the UK, Starmer, for the Labour Party. Man, that is if they get the United States as well, if they get control of that for the next 4 years, it's going to be absolutely insane. So, you can say kiss goodbye to true freedom, and you'll just have to play the game within the authoritarian regime. So it's pretty critical for freedom, pretty critical for crypto. Fingers crossed. Let's move to Ethereum at the moment. Ethereum there, not quite as steep on the move, just lagging a bit behind, but still not bad gain. I mean, we were back down here at 2,243. We managed to get down up to 2,381, and we're currently up at 2,350. So it's a little bit lagged. Remember, it did have a death cross, so probably not too surprising there. But yeah, that was a gain of 6%, and we're up about 4.7% at the moment. Let's go to the daily on Ethereum just to wrap this up before we get to meme coins, which is one of my favorite topics, not because it's just because it's fun. All right, so we had 3 green days as well. Just not as aggressive, and there we are. We got our death cross right back here on August, the 12th, 13th of August, and that's still continued out at the moment. So we really need that Bitcoin lift out once we get out of September. All right, so meme coins. Let's have a look. Dogecoin up 4% for the weeks at 15 billion. That's a really good move for Dogecoin over the week, 4% and up 7% today. So all of that's been happening today, basically. So good day for Dogecoin. Let's see what else there. SHIB's still down for the week, but up today. So is Pepe. Dog with Hat is up on both time frames on the daily and weekly, up 7-8%, and Floki up 5% for the week. They're all up green on today. Bonk down a little bit there. Popcat down a little bit on Solana. Dogs on Ton chain. Telegram one there down 5.7%. Still at 560 billion, so still pretty good value there. Managed to hold up. Bomb up 4.6%. Cats in the Dogs world up 6% as well. Mogcoin down 6% for the week. A new entry here. Sunddog has moved up here 15%, up 17% today, and that's moved up to 290 billion. That's just ahead of my favorite one, of course, Dogs on Rune, the number one Bitcoin meme coin on Runes or on Bitcoin, down 5.8% at the moment, still holding at 258 billion. But the key thing about Dog is the holder count is going up and away. So I think it's just reached 87,000. So the holders are climbing during this consolidation period. When the next movement goes for Dog, it's going to be ruthlessly exponential. And it's going to be pretty awesome. Let's have a quick look at Sunddog, though, that snuck into the top leaderboard here for meme coins. And up 17% at the moment. Let's go all chart on this, and let's log this baby. So it's kind of been just humming along around here at the moment, and it's just had a nice little rally from 20 cents to 29 cents on this one. And this is on Tron chain. Not really a big fan of Tron. Had played on there a lot back in the old school days. But yeah, moved on from Tron and its dApps and stuff like that. Obviously, it's had some manipulation around stable coins and stuff like that recently. So it was a Jason Sun or whatever. So yeah, that's pretty much it at the moment. Snuck in there, up 3. Yeah, there we go. That's it. All right, let's get into it. We're going to get into Pulsechain next. It's our third main topic, I guess, after the stock market and crypto market. Let's see who else has jumped in here. We've got Wookie in here. The Wookie has eyes on you. You're using the eyes today, Wookie. What's with all the eyes? I saw that in the Mafia. He was in the Mafia chat, watching the live stream with Cold DeFi. And he had his eyes on there too. So his eyes is a big theme for Wookie today. Maybe we should get him some sunglasses for that spa pool that he's got. All right, let's go back. There we go. Bam. All right, so day 486 on a Pulsechain, 486, and we're heading towards 500 days. The price of Pulse at the moment, quadruple 0.336, up 2.3%. We'll take that. A green day. Pulsex at the moment, quadruple 0.166, up 3%. And the buy and burn is ticking up there. 973 billion Pulsex is being bought up and burned, 4.82% of the total supply. So we're heading up towards 1 trillion on the buy and burn for Pulsex. And then I guess after that, we'll hit 5% on the total burn of public supply. Incentive token at the moment is $1.54, up 5.23%. And the total incentive tokens is 41.4 million incentive tokens in the Pulsex farms, and they're still doing pretty decent yield. Let's pull that up, actually. Let's pull up the Pulsex yields. I wasn't going to do that, but we were talking about this in Discord, some of the things that we do in Discord. Let's have a look at Pulsex and have a look at the yields at the moment. We like to do it every couple of days anyway. And let's see, with the prices down so low on Pulsechain, but at least up a bit today. Let's see how the yields are going. So we've got Pulsex Pulse at 11% at the moment. It's got $30 million liquidity in there. We got DAI from Ethereum at 50%, USDC versus Pulse from Ethereum at 46%, Wrapped ETH and Pulse 31%, and USD Tether is pumped back over 50% at 52. It was 49, I think, yesterday, 48, 49, so that's up 52%. Hex versus Pulse is 20% APR, incentive Pulse is 29%, and incentive and Pulsex is at 25. So, still pretty good there, isn't it? And of course, now you guys know we've also got the stable swaps, right? And that's been going up in volume. So let's give a look at the stable swaps. This is the latest update, right? We got a stable here. So just go to info and then stable, and we can see this is going up, quite a bit there. 293K liquidity. So we started off, when I looked at it the first day, we were at about 30,000. Maybe we finished the day up. It says here at 80K. So I'm just going to take that for what it is. And then we rose up, and now we've been up around 300K in these stable pairs, right? So it was a cool little move there from Tip and Richard Hart with the old upgrade with stable swap, right? You get it on Pancake Swap and others, but kind of gives you like three stable coins backing one stable coin. It's kind of a cool way of doing that. Volume has been really good. Look at this volume. Started off at 37K, and it's been doing pretty well. I mean, got up to 564,000, so over $500,000 on the 6th. And just the last day, we just finished 805,000. So something's really happening cool here with the pump. And look at that on stable swap there, looking really good. So this is early days. I think we're going to see something. I think this is really potentially one of the leading indicators of Pulsechain really starting to return the glory in the future. And of course, look at this, stablecoins in there at the moment. So not bad, not bad. Now the other thing is that with the stablecoin, people can earn a little bit of a return on it. So it's not too bad. In fact, we got the return here. APR reward at the moment, given the volume boom. I mean, we've got a bit of volume boom there. 10.23%, $161 in fees. Now the actual fee is pretty low, but it's still a fee for stablecoins. So that we'll be watching that. That's going to be a pretty interesting story as we head, Pulsechain heads into the future of glory. Now, obviously, people can add liquidity to that. Let's go to liquidity, go to stablecoin, and then add liquidity. USD Tether, USDC, USD, and click add. That's pretty much it. If you want to see what people have added, you can go in and go in and see what people have added here. Ads down here, and you can see all the money. We got a lot of small money being added. We have some little retail ones, 7,000 there. So pretty interesting. All right. So what else will that be used for? Question mark. All right. So that is pretty much that on that. Let's go to Hex. Hex at the moment, 3900th of a penny, up 5.3%. So Hex has got the winner for the day. And we've got EHEX at 1100th of a penny. Combined price EHEX and PX just over half a penny at the moment. That's kind of where we are on Hex. That's day 486. Let's quickly go to the gas prices. We got 329,000 bits. So that's a little bit on the higher side. 4/10 of a penny for a Pulsechain swap. But we're still 638.9 times cheaper than Ethereum, and that's at Ethereum at 3-way. So still doing pretty well there. Looking at the validators, remember Pulsechain is a layer 1 full fork of Ethereum. It is robust, and it is super fast and cheap, and it's full DeFi, right? Full DeFi. 48,644 active validators at the moment. 1.56 trillion pulses locked into the validators. That's up a little bit from what we've seen over the last week or so. It was sitting at 1.55, so a little bit more back in there again. And the bridge is the key. This is good news. We're up about $1.7 million on the bridge today compared to yesterday, I believe I was covering. Yeah, yesterday. We're at 1.7 million, which is pretty cool. Now, one of the things we saw over 500 500 ETH come over the bridge about 8 hours ago, and of course that was worth $1.1 million. I don't know if it's been doing any buying at the moment, but that would definitely come over the bridge there on Pulse Alert, so you can check that out. That's pretty cool news. We like to see that. And here we are up about 1.7 million on the bridge and Pulsechain. So good news there. And so that's been added to the ETH here. So that wallet that bought that 500 ETH over, that's got a lot more money in it as well. So let's see what happens there with that little sneak attack. All right, so that's kind of cool. Let's just zoom in on the charts overall. Let's go have a look at the weekly here. This is where we've bounced off. So, Pulse last week got to a low of 403,100. And we're currently at 3,300. So we're up a little bit from the bottom. On the weekly, they're at 33 on the RSI. Moving to the daily quickly, we've got 43 on the RSI. So we've really managed to bounce off that. And we've had a couple of green days in a row there. Is this the bottom? Question mark, right? It certainly looks that way. Now, we've obviously got the we've got the court case coming up on the 24th of October. So that is getting closer. And if we look at that on our chart, we have got that coming up. So let's see, where's the chart gone? Let's go here. We're going to scroll over and have a look at that. So how many days away is that? That is 43 days away. And it's going to be in New York. I'm sure we're going to fill it out with Pulsekins and Hexkins in there. It's going to be fun to see that. 43 days until the oral hearing there. Fingers crossed we get all the points dismissed. That'd be absolutely bonanza there. In any case, maybe we have insurance policy with the US election if Trump wins there on that one. All right, but meanwhile, the chain is DeFi. It just continues to go along, and tick tock. Pulsex on the weekly is also bounced off pretty much 1,524. So that was our support zone, right? 14 to 1,500. That was the next one. And you can see that range is right here. We managed to bounce off that. So so far looking pretty good. We've still got higher lows intact, still got higher lows intact, and we've managed to defend that at the moment. We're sitting at 47 there. So, Pulsex is looking, relatively good still. and we've been bouncing off this for several days. Look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 days of this range, and it looks like we've actually moved up. So that's a really bullish sign there at 1666. So we just got pumped. Did we just get pumped? No, this looked like it, but so that's kind of good news. Yeah, and the RSI on the daily at 40. So Pulsex looking the stronger of the Richard Hart coins. INC, let's have a quick look at the ratio. Now this was testing the channel. You guys know it. So this was testing the channel, and in fact it was almost breaking down this channel. I had the channel at 44,500, and look at that. I mean, it really just it's actually got a bit lower. It got down to 42,970 on the weekly here. So just actually started piercing it. It's managed to bounce, get back over there. So fingers crossed, because that was doing very, very well indeed. You can see it piercing back, but it closed above the bottom of the channel. So I will take that, and it's now back up there, 45,781. So man, avoided the collapse of the channel. I think that's pretty important for INC, and I'm sure if you're in the farms, you're pretty happy about that. Hex, of course, is super cheap at the moment, but has bounced off, 3,500 or 3,500 of a penny is now at 3,900 of a penny. So there we go. Good buying there for Hex. Can you believe it? We were putting in the Discord, we were like, man, that's some crazy stuff right there. What a grab for Hex at the moment. Picking up 1 million Hex, man, that was good value. Well, still good value at $3,900, but man, down at $3,500, it was really getting down there on the old Hex on Pulsechain. EHEX as well, likewise, down 1,100 of a penny at the moment. Let's quickly look at the rest of the charts. We're going to Hex derivatives. Best Hex derivative today is Icosa on Pulsechain, up 20.5%, pretty good, and 9% on Hedron as well. Even Lucky, the Maximus Hex mining pool at 7%, so not bad there. Let's jump to stablecoins. We had a bit of action on PDI earlier, right? And PDI is still holding up, but it's at 2,900 of a penny. It just cooled off for the moment, but PDI is something to watch there. If you're into the Richard Hart narrative around Curve and Harvey and all the rest of it, then that's definitely possible. And of course, we saw that stable swap, so that's pretty interesting topic. What else we got here? Let's go to the influencer coins. We got Ben, V1 Ben. This is the Pulsechain copy. This is up 8.5%, and Bromance, this is a new token. That's up 4.8% from Ben Armstrong there, formerly known as a BitBoy. Maybe he'll be BitBoy again if he wins court case, I guess. More from Travon is up 1.1% as well. Everything else is down. Now, what's interesting is SolidX is at $13.93. It's down 5.6%. This is the one that DragonX founder Eric is doing a big game for, which is the crash game, I believe. And this could be really huge for SolidX. That's towards the end of the year. So definitely something to keep an eye on and maybe accumulate a little bit of before then, because it could really hyper rally. And maybe it could be this one of the two top games. We know Mafia is doing really well. Maybe a SolidX game could be huge for Pulsechain as well. We need killer apps, right? That's need killer apps for the chain, and those two may offer some of that big viral marketing. The other thing is that Pulsepot has been having a real rally amongst Jacob's ecosystem, and Mafia are up a little bit as well, but Pulsepot has been absolutely crushing it. That has been up a lot, so it's 35% at the moment. And look at that, the last 2 days there. Wow, looking pretty good on Pulsepot. It was a sleeper, and it's just broken out to the upside big time, 88% in 2 days. So congratulations who picked that up. We do know that Jacob's going to have a big casino betting site consolidation towards the end of the year. We're looking forward to that. Cult DeFi said, if you haven't got any of his tokens, like Pulse Predict or Pulsepot or anything like that, or BNB on BNB, then you're going to miss out, because apparently it's going to be pretty awesome. So looking forward to that. Let's wrap up the rest of it on Pulsechain before we get the Titanex ecosystem and, of course, Titan Legends. Let's go into the top here of the mark. 11 million in volume today. We'll take that. That's a good day. Over 10 million. Man, we've been like 5 to 7 million. So getting 11 million a day, that's cool. And with the green candles, we'll take that. 209,000 transactions at the moment, last 24 hours. Like I say, on the 24 hours, the best performer is Pulsepot, up 35%. Volt's up 15%. Molarat's up 11.7%. OMG from Tangang up 9.8%. Diehard is up 7% there. Still earning better returns off the PDI move, because that's what they pay reflections in. Affection up 6% there as well. Blaster up 6%. So we've got quite a few meme coins moving up there. And incentive token is obviously from Richard Hard's up 5% there. So we've got some little movers. Loan token also managed to move up 5% as well. Loan token is one of our blue chips, right? It uses Pulse to for the USDL stablecoin. It is a real buy and like real steal here at the moment, right? So as Pulsechain is going down, this is a leverage play, so it's going to go down probably even further. And of course, when let's have a look at that. Actually, let's have a look at the Pulse ratio. See how Liquid Loans is performing against that. Oh, it's not too bad, is it? But certainly flatline. Look at that. That's flatline. Let's go to the weekly because we've got so much candles there on Liquid Loans. Let's go. That's the weekly candle. And it's been flatline for ages. So waiting for glory at 5 cents at the moment. So this could be a really nice little pickup once Pulsechain turns around. Right, it's going to be a leverage play on that. There we go. One of our, probably number 2, number 3 stablecoin. Oh, actually, market cap's come down quite a bit, isn't it? 1.2 million. But certainly one of the blue chips there potentially pick up. All right, that is pretty much it on that. Hope you guys enjoyed that. Let's go to the Hex daily stats. We haven't covered this for a day or two because the stats are not updating. Yeah, it's still not updating yet. Oh, well, we might have to leave that for another day when the website's actually working. Let's go. Now, we're going to pull in the Titanex stuff. So for those that have come to watch that, we're going to do that. Let me just pull up a different spreadsheet here. I've got all set up on a different site. Let me make that a little bit bigger. And bam. I'm going to get into that. Who else has jumped in the chat, though? We got Debbie in the house there. Bitcoin, hashtag. Yeah, definitely looking good. Budget, altcoins, and BGB, says Debbie. And Wookie's excited too. Don't forget, if you haven't subscribed, smash the subscribe button, hit the bell, hit the like button, join our Discord, links in the video description, and also you can, Brian's posted in the chat there. If you want to join up to Discord, either Strategy Club, $35 a month, or a general Discord at $5 a month there. So get in on it. All right, Rivers in the house there, great show. I appreciate that. River Revival Christensen, awesome stuff. Yeah, Jesus is risen indeed. So we celebrate that every single day. All right, let's jump into it. Hey, I got bigger. How did that happen? Got bigger. How I got bigger? I got real big. All right, so let's share that. And let's stop mucking around with the studio. Let's stop doing that. All right, let's get into it. Titanex. Woohoo! Man, this thing is going to blow minds, right? This is what we talk about in Strategy Club. Of course, we've been in there from day one. That's just the way you do it. You got to keep an open mind in crypto. You look for value, right? And the bull market only comes around once in every 4 years or something. So you got to be open-minded. You got to get it. You got to stay non-emotional. You got to keep away from drama. You got to focus on value. Focus on good friends as you go. People that are smart and intelligent. And you got to get into it, right? You got to do all these things to win. There we go. All right. So we've got at the moment we got all these charts in the house. Let's look at the best ones at the moment. Well, obviously we've got LGNDX. So the LGNDX is up 247%. It's just launched earlier today, 6 hours ago, in fact. Legend launched there, and yeah, the same founder as JakeX with a big meme coin there. We're going to talk about that. What we got at the moment, 1.7 million market cap, and of course the market cap there. What did it peak out at? Actually, doesn't have that on here. Yeah, market cap's been up, let's say around 2.5 million at the top here. I won't include the first spike at the beginning. Let's say 2.5 million is the market cap on there so far. It's just launched, and of course this is related to the Titan Legends NFTs. If you've got those, you've got a big airdrop included in that. That's kind of the tokens are attached to the NFT. Relatively innovative solution. You don't see too much of this around, so it's really quite cool. Looks like the price there, launched pretty nicely there. It's got the open at 00017. It had a all, moved along quite nicely. Got up to about 00088. Then got sold off down to 0003 or 0004. Managed to rally all the way to 0006 there. So if you bought that little dip there, that would have been a pretty nice game. This is on a 15-minute. These candles are 15-minute candles. That's how long. It's only 6 hours. And we're up at 0006 at the moment on the price. So market cap 1.7, nice little bounce there, and liquidity 149K on liquidity. We've got 1.1 million volume so far in 6 hours and 284 makers. Those are people that have bought or sold the pair. What else are we going to say about that? The ticker is LGNDX, so LegendX, I think is the name of that. So LegendX, and the contract, of course, starts in OXDBO, ends in 7920 there. On that one. Now I'm going to post you the link to the X profile. You can go check all this out. And of course, it's nice to get in on early on some new tokens. And of course, it's got the website and everything else. So We can go to the website. Let's quickly go there. Now, I suggest you do your due diligence, right, before participating and buying the token or buying the NFTs, right? So you need to read the white paper on that. So we've got a dragon paper here, but you need to read, make sure that you're reading everything on the site here so that you know what you're doing. Had some people buying the stuff and not reading the white paper. Should probably do that. Titanex white paper. There's lots of white papers, but you want to read the token there. And we've got the token down the bottom here, I think. So we've got the NFT hybrid here. So you should read all the stuff here. Now people can buy the NFTs and they can park them in what they call the battlefield. And some people who already got the NFTs, they can put them in the battlefield. And of course, I think you earn a yield. I just have to remember that myself. But you can basically buy and sell them and all sorts of stuff. And of course, there is a special burn there. I did cover this the other day. So let me just go here. We've got Traits Law. So this is the NFT marketplace. This is where people, you got to connect your wallet, but you can see the NFTs. You got the home here. So this is the battlefield. So this is all brand new, actually. I probably should, I actually have an account linked to this. So that's why I can't, there's no wallet on this particular view, but you can do it. You can connect up, and it's got the NFTs. It's got the legend there, the battlefield, and the Legends marketplace there. So you got the marketplace, Titan Legends, and they're going to have DragonX NFTs are going to be the first other project included on the marketplace there. So that's really bullish. You got the stats in here, so that's kind of cool. Hope it's going to render. It's not render. Oh, there it goes. So you got all the stats. So NFTs in circulation, 2,172 NFTs, tokens in circulation on the right hand side. So that's really cool. And you can see that circulating supply is only 17% at the moment. So not a lot of supply is circulating. There is a ton of the supply in the battlefield. So I'm just trying to think how many zeros that is. 3, 6, 9. I think that's 2.2 billion is in the battlefield. And then LG tokens and liquidity pool, 4% of the tokens in there. And then total LGX, LGNDX burned is just about 1% at the moment, or just under 1%. So that's pretty cool. They've got NFTs in the battlefield, 5. Now, I expected that to go up, right? So that 5%, I'm expecting that to go up over time. And then we've got NFTs in circulation, 2172. So I think people are probably going to buy the NFTs and with the tokens included inside it, just the way it goes. So yeah. What have we got here? Liquid floor price for a fire breather. Now, there's 4 different types of NFTs, and they're all, if you had them already, they all get different tokens amounts in them. The most common are fire breathers and babies, I think it is, and the legendaries and ghosts are the rarest. Now, the ghost, there's only one ghost, so it's pretty rare indeed. So we've got $320 at the moment is the liquid floor value for a fire breather, which is 476 million Titanex. We've got the legendary at the moment, $1,036, 1.3 billion Titanex for that. The baby there, baby dragon, is 2,961. It's 3.8 billion Titanex, and the ghost value 3.8 billion Titanex, 2,961. So those are essentially the airdrops that the people have got, right? The NFT. So congratulations if you are holding some of those. Pretty cool. Initial NFT supply 2,288. I remember it's kind of different because they hold the actual token inside with the airdrop inside the NFT. 116 there, 5% Titan Legends NFTs in the battlefield. So this is the number that's probably going to grow over the days and weeks ahead, right? This Titan Legends here. So by tomorrow, this could be way higher. We've got 93% of Legends in circulation, so you can buy those. And when you buy them, it will include the token airdrop, no doubt. So yeah, pretty cool. Total initial token is 2.8 billion there on the token supply. Current price scores 000633. Yeah, cool stats page, isn't it? Pretty neat. 2.8 billion legend current supply of the tokens, so it's a little bit less than total initial supply. And of course, that's because 31 million have been burned, so about 1%. Kind of neat. Now they've got this tax token, 3%, I think it is. And if people do want their tokens out of their NFTs, they've got this big penalty, 53% today. It starts off and it goes down over 26 days down to 3%. So that stops people dumping their airdrop from the NFTs. At least limits it, makes it, got a bit of a tail there for 26 days. What else there? 2.2 billion tokens. Yep, 78% locked in the battlefield. So that's really bullish in the battlefield there. And 499 million tokens circulating supply at the moment, 17.46%. So that's what's out in the market. Global market cap, or the market cap of LGNDX is 337,000. What else there? Fully diluted market cap is $1.9 million there at the moment. So pretty good stats there, actually excellent stats. And of course, got all the contracts there as well. And you can read the Dragon paper. We'll quickly pull that up there. Now, we have covered this briefly in the past, but one of the things I want to make very clear is that if you go to point system, it will tell you how much tokens were in each of the different 4 types of NFTs. Remember, there's about 2,800 NFTs or so, and it gives you the amount of tokens that were in those NFTs. So you can go buy those. You got to pay probably market value for them, but anyway, if you have those NFTs, of course, you're going to get the tokens included, and you either put them, either take the tokens out or swap them over for the NFT. It's sort of back and forth. The early claim button, like I say, 50%. So you're not going to see a lot of dumping from NFT holders because there's an early claim burn, 50%. So people are not going to be doing that today so much. The standard burn is 3%, and the total claim is 53%. So you'd have to have quite a bit of X's in the price for people to, willing to burn 50% or 53% just to claim the tokens to sell them. And that goes down, like I say, every day for the next 26 days. So at least I remember that part, down to 0, and then you still have to pay the 3% burn fee. So you know this total supply is going to get burned off slowly with more trades. They're going to have more projects in here too, like the DragonX NFTs, which is like OTCs basically. They're going to have that, and that's going to help burn the token as well. So pretty cool. They've got token distribution in here, and of course you can see 80% in the bounty tool. So that's, I guess, the NFTs, 50% in the LP. So that's the initial supply. In fact, how much is left in there at the moment? We got 121 million in there at the moment on this particular pool, which I think is the main one. So that's kind of cool. And airdrops, 57 million of available airdrops, 2%. And I think they've already done some giveaways, haven't they, already? Team there, 3%, 86 million there, which is actually relatively low because normally in Titanex ecosystems, like up to 8%, right? So that's actually not bad there as well for their work and their innovations and stuff like that. Kind of cool. Now, the Battlefield is kind of the key concept. I guess Battlefield is an innovative 2-way escrow swap contract, which allows you to swap your Titanex Legend NFTs for Legend tokens and vice versa. And it has 2 main functions here. So that's kind of the key thing there to understand. So that is kind of it. And let's post it in here. Let's post that in there if you guys want to learn about the Titanex Legends. And of course, the token there is LN, what's it, LN Titan Legends DX, is it? DX. And you can find all the details. Like I said, good to understand what you're getting into. If you want to pick up a bit of those tokens or buy the NFTs with the tokens in them, you should understand it there. Kind of cool. Yeah, but this is a pretty innovative NFT token hybrid. So in Titanex Revolutions, the NFT scape, merging NFTs and ERC20 tokens into one cohesive ecosystem. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Our innovative token escrow mechanism simply integrates NFT and token markets, creating deflationary NFT with unique game theory dynamics. So pretty cool. So you can read up all on that. You can claim the bounty, of course. By locking NFTs in the battlefield, a 2-way NFT escrow swap contract, a user can claim legendary tokens as a bounty for sending your dragon to battle. From the claim, 3% of the legendary tokens from transactions is burned forever. Obviously, if you claim them earlier, it's 53% at the moment, like we just talked about with the early claim burn. For the first 25 days of legendary token being live, there's an early claim burn of 50%, which decreases by 2% daily until it returns to the standard 3% burn that you use when you're just trading in the market. By paying the ransom to purchase an NFT from the battlefield, you must pay a ransom back to the battlefield in legendary tokens. So you're going to need to buy legendary tokens on a battlefield to do that. This payment includes the bounty amount plus a 3% premium. Once paid, the NFT will be transferred to your wallet, similar to claiming a bounty. 3% of the legendary tokens from this transaction burnt forever. So that is the play. So worthwhile reading, but pretty good idea. Going to be interesting to see how it plays out. There's lots more interesting alpha inside the white paper here, so definitely check it out. This is the token at the moment, so I'll post that link in the chat as well if you want to check it out. But really cool idea. It's going to be interesting to see it play out. And of course, a nice little pump back in the market there. Look at that. It's pumped all the way from 0003993 all the way up to 3691. There's a nice little move there on that one. Early days, right? Early days. People have got to understand how it works and all that, so check it out. All right, so that is it. Congratulations to the team for that. Really good site, really good innovations here. Home, Battlefield. Let's have a quick look at the Battlefield. I don't know if they had that. Let me just go back to Battlefield here. You have to connect your wallet up. Yeah, I don't have a wallet on this account, so actually I do, but I can't remember the password for it. I just noticed I just had one there, but can't remember the password. All right, so there we go. That is it for that. So we just sort of briefly cover that. Congratulations to the team. Well worth reading it up. It's a really cool idea, and I'm sure it's going to grow with Titanex there. All right, so that is kind of it on for Titan Legends. Now let's have a look at the rest of it. So Dragon X is the second best performer in the last 24 hours, up 17%. Titanex is up 16.4%, following pretty closely. Now the cool thing about Titanex is that it's got it actually went really low in the top 10. If you look at the top trending ones at the top there, it's number 12 at the moment, but I think it got down to as low as number 5 earlier today. And it's also got this 10 lightning thing. Looks like it's been boosted, right, on the booster. So pretty cool. So that is where Titanex is at the moment, 16%. Inferno, which I think is going to do pretty well as well, is up at 14.8%. Now, obviously, they got a little bit of issue with the was it the buy and burn with the bots trying to bot it or something, and so I think they've addressed that by lowering the burn. That seems to have fixed the problem for the time being. Blaze there is up 14.4%. Dragon Baby X is up 12%. Hyper is up 4%. I think Hyper is very undervalued right now, 4.3 million in market cap. I think that's probably going to have could have a convergence at some stage. We're looking at the ratio on that. And then Helios is up 3%. JKX, the meme coin, which is associated with the same developers of a Titan Legend there, is down 13.55%. That is where we are on that one. Let's have a quick look at the projects though on Titanex, and let's go full screen here. Now, obviously, everyone's getting excited for the launch of Hydra coming up, and it may be at the end of this week, is our guess. Maybe it might slip into next week. They were looking at doing that second kind of audit for the 10% of code that hasn't really been audited as much with the changes. So we'll see what happens, but still, I think reasonable expectation that we could see that out this week sometime, maybe later in the week. We shall see, but still expecting that kind of come out, this week still. So I've still got it in for the week. We'll see how we go. What else are we going to say about that? Yeah, Titan Legends launched today successfully. Inferno 7 was successful. 1.5 trillion Titanex went into Inferno, so that was really good. Cycle 7. Legends is out today, doing a good job. Seems to be performing pretty well. I think there's a lot of upside there potentially. Certainly, you have to think about that. Not financial advice, but so it looks early, pretty days. Inferno 8 is coming up as well on the 13th. So how much will we get in that? We get 2 trillion. Let's see what happens there. Even with the buy and burn, it's still going to go deflationary after that, right? Might take longer to happen, depending on how they go there. But it was still a burn, and of course the vault. The flux is coming after that, so they're going to benefit from flux on Inferno and probably other protocols as well. All right, so that's kind of bullish, and then of course the Vortex coming in 19th September. Hyper Day payout day 96. I think it's got over 70 billion in there now. That's going to be the first main inflation coming into Hyper. There's really not much inflation for the first 30 days except for this one, which is a staker payout. So it's going to be interesting to see how Hyper performs there. Ouroboros protocols. Going to test network. So first up September, expecting it to potentially launch at the end of September. That's going to be massive, right, for all the projects in Titanex, lending and borrowing, stablecoin. It's a big deal for the Titanex ROI ecosystem, right? Bringing in DeFi protocol. It's going to be pretty cool. All right, that's kind of where we are at the moment from September. And then of course October looks bullish as well. Element 280 looks like a really great project. It's going to be like an index fund in some ways. It's going to be super popular, and of course Felix and Viper coming as well into October. So nothing is holding back, and of course Hydra likely to perform extremely well. We're going to see that increasing demand on Titanex, right? People need Titanex to go into Hydra, so they're either going to have to go into Hyper for the leverage play to get Titanex, or they're going to go into Hydra or just buy Titanex straight out to get into Hydra. So we'll probably get a bit of both, and of course the whole ecosystem should move up together. It could be pretty positive. So Hyper, of course, takes Ethereum to get Hydra and then Hyper and get a leverage play on Titanex. and of course Hydra is going to take Titanex itself. So there's going to be a lot of game theory going on there as people use those two protocols. And of course, it's going to push up Titanex, going to push up DragonX, and going to push up Hydra and Hyper with the market. So the blue chips are looking really good in Titanex. Then, of course, we've got the glory date, right? 30th of October, Titanex 369 payout are going to be glorious. Ether's going back up. Man, what are we going to have by 30th of October with the ETH price? Does the rally really start in October, November? Could be absolutely massive, right? DragonX, wow, getting bigger and bigger with Hydra. We could see 10 to 15 trillion potentially. Who knows? Through Hydra within weeks and weeks and weeks. So you're looking forward to that. What the market will decide. We currently got about 60 trillion liquid Titanex, so it's got that's going to be pretty pumpalicious. Gonna be fun to see. Then of course we got November, the Titan game, X28 potentially in November. So that's where I've got it penciled for the moment. Because Jake sort of basically indicated that Hydra was all that was required to make Titanex, DragonX a big super well, even bigger, maybe up to 10 percentage points. That would put it up at about 46% or so in well dominance. So it could be a major move there, and all the ETH getting pushed back into Titanex, into staking, epic, right? So it's going to be a lot of fun through the DragonX vault. Shadow Code Protocol, maybe December, who knows? We'll look out for that. And of course, Titan Farms as well, right? Titan Farms. Where did I put Titan Farms? Titan Farms disappeared. All right, I got to put Titan Farms back because here it is up here. Titan Farms could actually be out earlier. So this is another mega project for, if that's out in September as indicated, question mark. That's from Eric. Man, this September is going to be just mind blowing, folks, in Titanex. I mean, it's going to blow. We're on the precipice of it right now. Like I said, I think the price is already going up, but I think you've only got a few more days to get in this price range before Titanex loses a zero. I have been saying it the last couple of days, so can only say it so much. But there we go. Do your own due diligence, of course. So pretty awesome. Let's have a look at the supply. So we're at about 60. Let's actually go out of here. We're going to go to the Titanex window. We'll go to the website. We're going to look at the current supply at the moment and the stats. So at the moment, we've got 2 buy and burns, right? By 19th September, we're going to have 3 buy and burns. And let's go here. We've got the stats at the moment, 61.2 trillion. So we've gone up about 1.2 trillion overnight. So that's where we are, 61.2 trillion on the liquid, 34.64%. The buy and burn still looking pretty juicy there, 800 ETH, 1.9 million in the V2. And we've got 4,500 almost in V1. 10.5 million. Now this V2, I wouldn't get too worried about it. It's going down about 16 to 20 ETH a day. But if the miner gets profitable soon, all we need is the price to go up a little bit. Look at that. It's down negative 3%. Yesterday at the close, it was about negative 42. It's down negative 3.3. So we're getting very close to mining starting back at the Titanex. Can you see it? With all these projects coming in the next couple of weeks, this thing is going to be legit. I don't think we're going to have to wait for October for mining to start back up in Titanex at this rate. Once that Hydra and everything starts, people are going to demand Titanex, and we could get huge numbers through here. Look at that, pretty epic. And once it does, then the buy and burn is going to start filling up with ETH again. So we might have enough ETH to the we've got enough ETH till the end of October and V2. But of course, if the mining starts up, that's going to fill up again, and so we just keep going, and all these protocols keep going up. Now, what happens to the rate and the frequency of the buy and burn? Interesting, right? What's Jake going to do with that? If you've got enough projects building on it, you can just preserve a lot of the buy and burn. So it's going to be funny to see some of the strategies that play out from the architect himself. Pretty fun stuff. All right, let's go to the future. So we've got 61.2 trillion Titanex, and we've got all these protocols that need Titanex. Well, what do we got here for the future? Let's have a look at the total amount that's coming out. You guys know it's about to get legit. No, we're legit on in here with DragonX. And let's go to the 90-day, shall we? This is the 90-day view. And of course, you can see we're currently in the second to last 2 trillion candle today, and that's finished. So that candle is actually finished today because we've just rolled over the UTC day by an hour. So we're now in this day, the last of the trillion. We had a week of 7 candles with over 1 trillion, and we had two trillions in that 7-day window. We are now into the last day, day 7, 1.33 trillion. I suspect we're going to get quite a bit of a flow of it, as you saw that that liquid balance jumped to 61.2 trillion. But you know, we only got 1.33 to date, and then we drop off to these lower amounts all the way down to the 13th, 395. Now, if we get Hydra launching in here, it would be pretty cool. And of course, then we've got on the 15th, we've got 3.6 trillion. That's our last of our big candles. Then we go to 2 trillion. That's our last of our 2 trillion candles. And then after that, all we've got left is 7 trillion candles left. That's it. That's right here. We've got 5 of them at the end of September. And then we have 2 at the beginning of October, ending the 5th. And then it's just downhill from there. The inflation is out. Yeah, by the time you get into the beginning of November, there's virtually nothing there, right? So by the time we get to this candle on the 8th of November, it's only 411. But well before that, once we get rid of this trillion candle, it is hardly anything coming out. It's going to be awesome. And we're going to have 3 buy and burns operating. It's going to be insane, right? Insane. And of course, if those mechanisms are changed, either up or down, it's going to change the environment as well with those buy and burn amounts and frequency. So that's another thing that we're going to see as well. Also got the Genesis wallets out there. What mechanism? They've got millions of dollars in them. What are they going to do? So lots of levers here are going to be playing out. But I suspect that capital will be preserved, is my guess. In the third layer, the third and fourth layer projects will pumpily dump. No dumping, just pumping. But that's kind of big cool. So this thing is about to go legit, all the inflation out. Pretty exciting. So you've got to be excited about that. And we've got all these projects to help along. And of course, we just had Titan Legends with just launching the LGNDX token. Very innovative solution there with the NFTs, with the Battlefield concept. So very excited about that. Obviously, we've got all these projects coming out. Ouroboros, we talked about that. Titan Farms, man, if they're both out in September, that is absolutely mind-blowing. 2 top protocols. One for LP provision, fattening up the liquidity and putting incentives in place for Titan Farms. Number 2 is, the Ouroboros. Lending and borrowing stablecoin. You can see this system is about to go through the roof, and it looks like it's going to happen in September, October. Just absolute madness. And then you're going to have really cool, innovative compounding, leveraging project protocols like Flux, Element 280. Like Element 280 being another DeFi. It's kind of basically indexing, being able to invest in all the protocols through the Element 280. It's going to be pretty awesome. NFTs there too. So really good innovations coming in the system now. Really quality devs that really good to have. We're going to have Flux and Vault. They're going to feed DragonX. They're going to also support some of the other ones. They're Blaze and Inferno and things like that. So there's going to make them more powerful. Felix out there, of course, and Hydra, which is the main event coming up potentially the end of this week is my guess. It is looking absolutely exciting here at the moment. Now, talking about Flux, obviously Flux, we've talked about that. Let's just go to Flux and have a look at the white paper quickly again. We're going to go to the Titanex distribution. This is probably the first page you should really look at, is what the distribution is. When you put something into the project, this is where it's going. And of course, always go to the Titanex distribution page. We've got 17.2% is going to go into the Inferno. So that's going to make Inferno even better, right? Because we know Inferno cycle was 8. It's about to come out. It's the last cycle of inflation. So that's going to be super bullish as well. And then this is going to help feed the buy and burn. So extend that buy and burn. So there we go. We've got Flux buy and burn as well. We've got 4% going to DragonX. So this is going to feed the DragonX as well, not just Hydra. 2% Titanex sent to Helios as well. So Helios benefiting from this protocol as well. So pretty cool stuff happening there. And they gave us an update, right? They gave us an update. And the update is that Flux Audit 1 is complete. So well done to Flux. Pretty awesome, right? So it is complete. That is very exciting to see. So you can find all these protocols, of course, on Titanex Hub. So we'll place that as well. Kind of cool. Let's see what else we got going here. What else there? X Factor in the house there. What's up, Legend? Hey, X Factor. Hope you're doing well. We've got Craig Pitt as well. Morning all. Rather late to the live stream. It's better late than never, as we say. All right. Let's see here. My Ponzi is better than your Ponzi, says Pulse Jitsu. Well, that would be all of crypto then, wouldn't it? And all of stock market and all the monetary printing at the Federal Reserve. So, it's all a Ponzi at the end of the day. So kind of cool. That is the play on that one. And they haven't got a blue tick yet. I see someone said that when blue tick. Changing logo today, and then we'll apply for after the 3-day process. Oh, cool. All right, so that is Flux. What else? I just want to talk quickly about the Vault. Not the Vault, the Inferno, because Inferno's got their last week of inflation coming up. So let's go into that. How are we doing for time? Pretty good, actually. We're going to 4% hour at the moment, so it's kind of not bad, but we're moving down to a ratio. So the ratio for week cycles 8, which is the last inflation minting cycle, is going to be 0.65. We can see that the total supply is actually going down quite a bit there. So Inferno has minted 4.7 trillion Inferno, but over 2 trillion has been burned. We've had almost 5.8 trillion Titanex go into this protocol, and it gets captured by the burn. Now, they did have some like an issue with the burn, with getting botted. I think up to 150k is what someone said. I haven't confirmed that, but they've managed to prevent that now by lowering the burn value. Remember, from Sunday to Wednesday, they had a 4% burn, and then 10% on Thursday, 15% on Saturday, Sunday, and then the rest of it gets accumulated for the buy and burn following. And at the moment, there's still 1.3 million in there, 1.7 trillion Titanex waiting to buy and burn this little baby. So once we're through the next phase, 3 days and 12 hours, or 3 days and 13 hours to go until cycle 8 opens. That is the last cycle. One Titanex will be worth 0.65, 0.65 Inferno. And then it's going to go inflationary. And then we know that we've got other projects going to be supporting the buy and burn, feeding into the buy and burn, like Flux we just talked about. So lots of stuff in store for this one. I think it's going to be one of the, if they can get in control of that burning, which they seem to have done, then it could be mega, one of the, into the blue chips. It's pretty much is almost there. So just got to deal with that. All right, so kind of cool. What else are we going to say? I think that's kind of it. Let's quickly look at Ouroboros and have a look at them on X and see whether they've got any updates, because this is going to be a major launch potentially this month, maybe the end of the month. Yeah, let's have a look there. They're going to have some cool stuff. Look at this, some of this diagrams. Look at this. Wow, isn't that cool? Deposit Titanex. Wow, so smooth, so smooth. The market's wanting this, man. This is so, I'm going to say it, this is so damn sexy. I don't know, we never said that about a project. This is looking really good. This is looking real fine, as we say. I don't know, I watch too many movies. But anyway, that is looking really good. Best RRX, that's going to be a token. And they're going to have stablecoin there. So yeah, it's going to be fun to see. Deposit Titanex, deposit ETH. They take both of them. Pretty awesome. Some really nice, cool UIs here for the Ouroboros. It took me a while to say, right? Because we don't have like Latin American much down here. But it is pretty badass. Look at that. DragonX V1, V1, Titanex V1. So they've got some hybrid there, or some synthetic. What else there? ETH. Ecosystem asset balances, ETH, or ORX, Titanex, DragonX, USDX. So USDX is the stablecoin they're going to have. Pretty cool. They've got some cool USDX minter. So you can put in DragonX or Titanex to mint out some borrowing there. They've got Liquidator, USDX staking, ORX staking, so they're going to have rewards for that. System stats. So you don't have to borrow. You can, from the looks of it, you can just, I guess you can buy USDX on the market and stake it, or buy ORX and stake it like that. So there we go. Look at this, pretty cool. DragonX there, Titanex. They've got general information. They've got all the loans here, active loans, all the details about the loans here, and recovery mode. Remember, there's always recovery modes on these things. Just taking that into account. So some nice little sneak previews there from Ouroboros there. Look at that, pretty badass. I'm going to repost that. That's pretty nice. You can find all those, of course, on the Titanex Hub if you want to check it out. Just go to the, just click on it like I am, really. Hey, Lice, how you doing? Yeah, laughing about my comment about everything is, everything's a Ponzi. What's the US debt now? It's up to what, 35 trillion plus, is it? Probably heading towards 36 trillion or something. Ouroboros there, Titanex community, stablecoin need liquidity. And USDX is going to be no different. So a stablecoin coming to the Titanex ecosystem, a borrowing lender coming to Titanex ecosystem. We've got an index coming, investment index coming via Element 280 and NFTs. That's going to be pretty cool. We've got LP fattening up, the fattening with incentives in the Titan farms. See, this thing is maturing real fast. So pretty alpha DeFi coming to the protocol. So pretty nice. What else are we going to say about that? I think that's kind of it. Yeah, these are the last updates that they've got here. Pretty exciting about where this project will go. So lots of cool stuff. This is all happening in front of us. Man, we're about to go moon time. As soon as Hydra launches, this thing is going through the roof. Time is ticking. So if you want to find out more details, get into our strategy club. We're pumping tons of intel into the strategy club there. $35 a month. Drawing out the links in the video description today. And, join us. We're loving this stuff. We're having a good time. I've had a nice time. All right. So where's the link for that? Brian's got it here. that's the link to join up. Strategy Club, $35 a month, awesome value. Get in there on that one and go to the moon with us, as it were. So great stuff happening there, and big shout out to Mike Dean, of course, Jake Sharp, and the rest of the crew on that one. So doing a great job. Yeah, this was things about to go hyper-deflationary. There are so many mechanisms going to pump this. We're going to have so many flywheels on this. We're going to have so many buy and burn, so many projects, so much DeFi, so much GameFi, so many NFT projects. At the beginning of a bull market hype, seriously, with this little period in September, you couldn't ask for a better lineup in crypto. You could not ask for a better lineup. The number of holders, of course, could go through the roof over the next couple of months. You are here early. It is a place to be. This thing is going to be absolutely incredible. All right, feel the funk there. Hey, Wookie's in the house with this link. Strategy Club today with Wookie's amazing link. Absolutely. All right, hope you guys enjoyed that. We're an hour and 5 minutes into it. Get excited. It's going to be a lot of fun. Yeah, we'll look for more details there. Now, I'm just going to quickly show one more thing. Let's quickly go to, pull this up for a minute. Let's see here. Now, I haven't got an update on Zen today, but Zen, of course, has done pretty well in the chart recently. Definitely worth checking out. Let me just jump through some of these. I'm just going to let me scroll back up here. Let's see here. All right, let's pull this in. I just wanted to talk about this from Eric at DragonX. So let's pull that in. Bam. All right, so these are some of the latest posts from Eric over the last 24 hours. I always like to go through these because sometimes you get nice intel. So Eric, of course, is the founder of DragonX. DragonX is a super whale on the Titanex ecosystem. Good point. He's just responding to this comment here. DragonX has been consolidating around 50 million market cap and ready for the next move up with the new protocol Hydra launching on it soon and making hyper deflationary get in. Yeah, because 20% of Hydra Titanex is going to go in and burn buy DragonX and burn it. Another 20% is going to go in and more or less, 20% of 80% is going to go and buy it and burn it. The other 20% that comes in at the beginning is going to go into the vault and get staked, buy Titanex and stake it, right? So, it's not going to buy Titanex, it's Titanex, and it's going to then stake that and make the DragonX whale even bigger. So the supplier, the ownership of DragonX is going to get less. The income value of DragonX is going to get bigger. So what happens to the value? It goes up, right? And then, of course, it's underpinned by Titanex below it, right? So Titanex is required to go in, and, of course, that goes up in price. So you get leverage there. It's a game changer. So really looking forward to where that will go. So kind of really cool insight there. What else? DragonX has so far staked 9 trillion tokens, 6 million at today's prices. Keep an eye on this number. That's right, because it's going to get 20% of the Titanex going into Hydra is going to go into the vault to be staked. So it's going to go up and away, right? What else there? DragonX is bigger than just me. At this point, says Eric is quite right. It's a beast of its own. DragonX is not even hatched yet. So super bullish there from the founder. DragonX and Titanex are the heart of DeFi this cycle. Absolutely. You guys are all here early. So get in this price range. Looks good. First share of the new Flux social banner. Obviously, Flux, they're going to be pretty important as well. 4% of that going to the DragonX holders as well. So you got Hydra, you got Flux. You're going to have, I think it's Volt as well, is it? Yeah, Volt as well, all paying in. And I think Element 280 is going to be participating as well, to some degree. What else there? I think for showcasing Hydra, yeah, it's going to be at least half a dozen protocols supporting the DragonX and more. So DragonX is going to have its own, third layer, fourth layer projects on it, in my doubt, by all said and done. So very exciting place to be. All right, what else there? Wookie says, not even sure Wook knows anybody with DragonX. And that's how early we are, says Wookie. How about that? Yeah, actually, let's go and look at the supply of DragonX. Sorry, the number of holders of DragonX to show how early people are, though it's been growing by hundreds over the last week or so. Let's have a look here. How many is on there? 2,467 holders at the moment. So that's gone up. We only crossed 2,000 like a week ago. We're already up, quite a lot there. It was at 25%. So doing very, very well. All right, we're going to finish on an hour and 10 minutes. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Subscribe, like, share, hit the bell. Join us in Discord, of course. You can use Wookie's amazing link if you want to join up, either to the Pulsechain Hex Discord or to our strategy club. Yeah, come on board and become part of our community. as we rocket to massive X returns during this bull market. Looks imminent to take off. It's going to be so much fun there. A big shout out once again to the Titan Legends and what's that, Rudy and the team doing a great job. So a big shout out there. And of course, the LGNDX token launched today. Pretty awesome. Maybe some nice upside there. We shall see. Certainly look good the last couple of hours from that move higher. All right, let's finish. All right, let's take go. See you guys and bye for now.